You can see that Rufai Oseni loves Peter Obi, advising him to withdraw his charges against Deji Adeyanju so that he will not end up messing up himself. And well, more often than not, I agree with Rufai Oseni. And on that point, I agree with him. In fact, we are on the same plane because already there are people trying to deny that Peter Obi tried to give the Adeyanju money when he accepted his invitation and visited Peter Obi. And I said, why should Peter Obi not have offered the Adeyanju money? He invited him and he honored the invitation. And so it was normal for him to say, thank you for coming, and give him an envelope. So that was normal. But Peter Obi's apologists are trying to deny that Peter Obi tried to offer him some money against what is reasonable, because it was reasonable for Peter Obi to give the Adeyanju an envelope for honoring his invitation. So that the Adeyanju refused to take the money is also normal, according to his own thinking and mindset. So, but that's the type of thing that Rufai Oseni is saying. You know, you are trying to dodge what cannot be dodged and what you don't need to dodge. You don't need to apologize for offering the Adeyanju money as somebody you invited and he honored your invitation. And you know that you are more than him as a former governor and as a renowned businessman. So things like that will come up. And I also want to point to the fact that you don't go after your critics. When you are criticized, you re-examine yourself and see that the criticism is true or false. That is what you should do. And that is what should be your concern, and not going after those criticizing you. And if you refuse to take the advice of Rufai Oseni, you will have fallen into the same trap of those who advise you not to attend a labor meeting of the leaders of Anambra State workers when you were the governor, that it was wrong for you to attend their meeting when you were not invited to the meeting, and you went to that meeting. You should remember what happened. So if you don't learn to take advice, it will harm your interest. It will harm your integrity. Remember, lawyer Afe Babalola dropped his charges against Dele Farotimi when he was advised so to do, and he did. Even the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has dropped charges against Omoyele Sowore at one point or another. So you should not justify the Adeyanju who accuse you of uh, being intolerant of criticism. Yes, the Jadeyanju is right that anybody who cannot take criticism should not be in a political position. So, you know, Peter Obi should consider himself to be under scrutiny by some of us drumming support for him because we want the best for this country. We want a change from the disorientation, retrogression that has set in with particular reference to 2009 till date. The period when the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community was started unjustifiably, and the rulers are insensitive to its ravaging human lives and economic resources of Nigeria. So, if you are to come and you are to follow the same insensitivity, you should be sensitive, but you should not be hypersensitive. You should not be hypersensitive. You should be temperate. You should be temperate. That is the point. Nigerians are studying you now, and somebody like Deji Adeyanju, who said he would rather vote for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu than you. Well, he has some points, but it's not right absolutely. Yeah, because some of us don't see how you are worse than Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is perpetuating all the evils that he inherited, including colluding with workers unions leaders to church change workers, whether inviting Joe Ajaero and Festus Osifo, and at the end of the day forcing the Ajaero and the Osifo to accept 70,000 with the economic situation, with the level of inflation in town. Or the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian universities, giving them, perpetuating the fraudulent end academic allowance, rather than addressing the evils of ASU leadership. Extorting a percentage of each ASU members, actually extorting 2% of each ASU members' monthly salary since 2012 to 2024, and even escalated to 3% under the same Tinubu. 3% since 2024 till date. These are evils that Tinubu should correct, but he's rather keying into them because he himself is corrupt. As corrupt as to say that the non-existent fuel subsidy is gone. And not only that fuel subsidy is gone, all other subsidies are gone. It is a different thing if Tinubu had said, okay, fuel subsidy is gone. If there were any fuel subsidy to start with, that there will be no more fuel subsidy, but you will enjoy electricity, you will enjoy free education for your children, you will enjoy this and that. No, he said fuel subsidy is gone. The non-existent fuel subsidy is gone. All other subsidies are gone. You see? So that's the type of person some Nigerians are drumming support for, which is definitely self-killing. Because if you are enjoying under the reign of Tinubu today, or because you have been given some bribe or whatever, you have been settled, is your future settled? Is the future of your children and children's children settled? So Nigerians want the best. But Peter Obi should stem his religious fanaticism or hypocritical religious actions. Because what we need now is rulers who will uphold Nigeria's secular constitution to free the nation from religious encumbrances and focus her uh, seek peace through justice for unity and progress of Nigeria, and not any hypocritical actions of going to break fast with a Muslim that you did not fast with, or going to Rome for Pope's funeral and and the installation of Pope, and going to Edo State to go and splash 5 million and all those things, or the accusation of your being a Catholic bigot. Hmm? You were accused of that, and that you were favoring Catholic institutions such as schools and hospitals and things like that, so which you can hardly deny. But I'm just saying that there's no saint anywhere. We have to make our leaders what they want them to be. But that is if our leaders are ready to to listen to us, to be sensitive to us, but not hypersensitive. So if you are criticized, examine yourself and see that the critics are not right. But if they are right, adjust yourself. That is what is normal. We cannot take any hypocritical actions from you. We are really vigilant, really watching who is going to become our next president, because the so-called All Progressive Congress came, deceived us in 2015, or deceived Nigerians, because I was not deceived. No, I was a fanatical supporter of Muhammadu Buhari, but the day I went out and saw his poster, I will defeat Boko Haram, I said, no, this man is coming to destroy Nigeria. And that's what he has done. He added S-men terrorism to the unjustifiable war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. And now Bola Ahmed is sustaining the war, is sustaining the herdsmen terrorism, and also, like Buhari, doubles himself as Nigeria Petroleum Minister, not accounting for anything. Rather, the non-existent fuel subsidy is gone. All other subsidies are gone. Where do they go? And why are workers paid less than living wages? And so Nigeria is worse than Tinubu met it. That's the issue. Nigeria is worse than the so-called All Progressives Congress met it. And we want change. And the person who will offer the change cannot have K-leg. So take to the advice of Rufai Oseni. Withdraw charges against the Jadunjaju. And don't be hypersensitive. There's no saint somewhere. There's no saint in this world. There's no saint. We are all prone to sinfulness, despite the Christian claim of somebody born by a virgin woman who died to redeem human beings of sins. We are full of sins. The world is full of sins. And the world is full of deception. APC has been deceiving Nigerians since 2015 till date. Donald Trump of America won our hearts, saying that he will end the Ukraine-Russian war within 24 hours. And after getting power for 2 weeks, Donald Trump did not even mention Ukraine and Russia until Ascension was called back to it. He was fooling Christians, saying Jesus is God yesterday and today. And so after getting power, what has he to show for it? You see that he has done worse for Ukraine than before he's coming to power. Deception galore. So we are watching you. Those of us drumming support from you, we are watching you. You see it? So don't let, I know you have brain, correct yourself. We don't want a political deception this time again. We will be hard on you if you mess up, because what we want from you is the best. And if you don't give it, we will not spare you. Me, I no get money from any politician. So what I want is for the good of Nigeria, because it's a nation blessed with abundant resources, except for leaders using Christianity and Islam to fool the people. People already disoriented from wickedness indoctrinations, deceptions. One angel brought a book from heaven. One virgin woman gave birth to God who took away sins. But human credulity and gullibility are killing human beings. But everybody cannot be foolish at the same time. Some Nigerians are becoming wiser against all these religious deceptions. So you need to come of age, Peter Obi.